Please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on your notification button for more from my Vision Red News. In today's news, Katt Williams bombed the whole industry, and then some. Let's dive right in. Katt Williams has stirred up controversy with his lengthy interview on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast. In this nearly 3-hour conversation, the comedy icon doesn't hold back, targeting numerous individuals in Hollywood and the music industry, from expressing his skepticism about Diddy's party invites to accusing Cedric the Entertainer of allegedly plagiarizing his stand-up material. Williams openly shares his thoughts on those he dislikes and those he believes have wronged him in the past. Williams insinuated that Steve Harvey plagiarized Mark Curry's role as Mark Cooper in Hanging with Mr. Cooper on his series, The Steve Harvey Show. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had, he told Sharpe. Now, Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. He also asserted that Harvey would never make it as a movie star, which is why he sticks to hosting Family Feud and sitcoms. Then you ask him, why you not a movie star? The comedian was particularly scathing when it came to Cedric the Entertainer, whom he described as a walrus and a plagiarist. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? He said, it don't line up, Williams said. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018, you came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019, and then did it on The Kings of Comedy. What doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. After going on to accuse the comedian of joke theft, he redirected his attention to Steve Harvey before circling back to Cedric. He called him a walrus who isn't multi-talented, failing to live up to his entertainer title. We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes, Williams said. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon. They're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Williams described radio personality Ricky Smiley as a liar over his claim that he was supposed to play Money Mike in the 2002 film Friday After Next, a role which Williams played. Smiley, meanwhile, played a Santa Claus robber, but he claimed Williams was supposed to take that role instead. He asserted that Smiley, Cedric, and Harvey allied against him. The way that Ricky Smiley kept appearing at all my auditions is because of Steven said. He would tell anybody that. Listen, they got a gang on that side. They know what it is, he added. At one point, the comedian said he walked away from $50 million offers 4 times throughout his career in order to protect his integrity, which then shifted to him criticizing Diddy, who has been sued by 4 women over allegations of sexual assault, including by his ex-girlfriend, Cassie. Just to protect my integrity in that virgin hole I was telling you about, right? 'Cause P. Diddy be wanting to party and you gotta tell him no, he said. You gotta tell him no. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely, Williams continued. Earlier in the interview, he prided himself on getting this far in Hollywood and still having a virgin asshole and never sucking a penis. He later suggested that Diddy likes to claim ownership over women. When I see people's wives and stuff, I don't even look at them. I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have because I know how blessed I am, he said. If I look at it, I got it. That's how Diddy be feeling. Williams believes Kevin Hart might be an industry plant because of how successful he's been throughout his career. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart, Williams said. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He said that he hates to come across as a petty individual for picking apart lies, but he wanted to set the record straight. He later added, for a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk. Katt Williams was in rare form. At the 2-hour and 26 point of the interview, Williams was asked for his thoughts on the downfall of Creed III actor Jonathan Majors, who has lost a lot of big roles after he was found guilty of assault and harassment in a domestic violence trial. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I thought Katt Williams said, anytime they make you into that position, part of that contract is you do understand, whenever want to take you down, we can. He said, first of all, They went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking Negro. Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose, and when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? Since when? If this ugly Negro is good-looking, then all Negroes is good-looking. When Williams was asked if he's ever been booed during a stand-up performance, he confirmed he has been, but shared his belief that some comedians should get booed more and used Michael Blackson as an example of why. As a comedian, the audience's opinion is the only opinion that matters, he said. Not you, the writer, none of that. I don't think any comedian has ever been booed unnecessarily either. That's supposed to be used as a learning experience. Most comedians don't get booed enough. I mean, this is how you end up with a Michael Blackson who's a real African, don't fake an African accent. He continued, "This guy's mad at me. All I did was give him the best advice of his life." Remember, he was wearing those dirty dashikis, and I told him he needed to dress to be in the position that he's trying to say that he's in. And if you're the African king of comedy, sir, there's actually comedians in Africa doing comedy. If you're gonna say that, you gotta go to Africa and get a school, dude. You gotta put in some work. These guys, they take my advice, they change their whole persona, and then they hate me for it. When talking about Ricky Smiley, who he said he wouldn't work again unless he played a character wearing a dress, Sharp asked him why he put something like that in his contract. That's where he's a believable actor, he said. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role. Perry, who has played the divisive comedy character Medea in 13 movies, including one animated feature, got a mention later in the interview around the 2-hour and 20-minute point. "We put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on." He said, "The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All them could walk through the mall without security. Be what you're going to be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on, or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers, because clearly y'all keeping these gates." Williams, who made many allegations throughout the lengthy podcast episode, claimed that Ludacris was part of the Illuminati. So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one or the other of us, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us. We were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points, he said. And the next person, they said, was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies. And that's how the conversation happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Katt Williams. He also got personal and insulted Luda's wife, Eudoxie Mbugenge, whom he described as Luda's light-skinned, ugly-faced wife. Let's see how it all plays out after Katt bombed everybody. Who of the ethered victims will go at Katt Williams? Stay tuned.